Hi. Okay, so today I want to talk about morning pain. So if you have fibromyalgia or you wake up feeling completely like pain everywhere, head to toe, just toxic, like you're hungover, you're in serious pain, just disgusting, this kind of a feeling, this heaviness, this um, feeling like you have sludge in your blood and it's painful. It's painful. You wake up with this pain. So this is one of my biggest symptoms and has been from day one. And its pain is always seems to be worse in the morning upon waking up. So I have some tips and tricks that I use on myself that I want to share with you. They don't always work. It's not 100% success or anything, but a lot of times they do help, and sometimes they do work completely. So I want to give them to you and show them and give you my take on how I go about solving morning pain. So I like to work on the senses. So we all know that it is sight, smell, touch, sound, taste, right? We have our five senses. So we basically want to work with them. So you wake up and immediately you feel pain, you sense pain. So we're working with our senses here because our brain, is feeling this way and we want to change it. So anything that's happening to you when you wake up, you basically want to do the opposite of, or you want to change because you want to change that feeling immediately. Somehow the toxins, you have a lot of toxins when you sleep, your methylation pathways are not working properly, and the pain is getting stuck somewhere. You're getting neuroplasticity happening where you're just feedback looping this pain and things are not exiting out of your body. Your lymph is slow. Everything is not working properly upon wake up. That is giving you these symptoms. So you want to change what's happening. So you wake up, you don't like it. You already know, oh man, I'm in a lot of pain today, or today's going to be like a bad day. You want to change. So we start with our senses. So the first one we do is sight. So we open our eyes, and this isn't actually the first one I do. I actually always do sound first, but okay, so let's go with sound because it has the big one on it. So sound. So the first thing that you hear when you wake up is usually your own voice. So this is the biggest culprit, right? We hear our own voice telling us, you are in pain. And it's already starting to talk negatively to yourself. This is going to be a bad day. You're in pain. Oh my God, I can't believe this hurts. This is so sore. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you hear this internal dialogue. It's a sound, but it's coming internally in your head. But nonetheless, you hear your internal dialogue, which is just language, your own mind making up this language, and so it's a sound, and it is the hardest one. It's your own internal sound, and you have got to stop it. So the first thing you need to do is stop that sound. So you just say to yourself, like, stop. Say it out loud if you have to. Stop. If you have other people in the house and you can't, do something to stop that, to break that sound. So you need to drown it out sometimes with another sound. So you can put on sounds, you can put on different sounds, but sometimes that internal sound is so loud that we simply can't stop it. And it takes another internal sound to break it. So not an external sound like playing music or listening to a waterfall or whatever. You actually need another internal sound like stop or something else that you're saying to yourself that's overriding the major talk and negative dialogue about your pain. So sometimes what I'll do, and a couple of tricks and tips to this, there's different things that you can try. It doesn't matter how you stop it, just stop it. And I will sing a song, an annoying song, whatever's been on the radio that week, whatever my kids are singing, whatever. And I will sing it over and over in my head, like even just row, row, row your boat if you have to, and just loudly in your head and singing it over, and just whatever you can do to drown out your own internal voice. So that's the first thing you need to do is sound. You put on new exterior sounds, but more than that, you want to try to heal your interior sound, which is your negative mental chatter about pain. Okay, so that's tip number one, and it is the most powerful. The next thing you want to do is touch. Okay, so touch is a really key element here. So we feel pain, so we want to feel the opposite. So sometimes I will massage like really, really hard into like the backs of here, my temples, here, pressing, 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 all over on pressure points to see if I can release that pain. But because it's matching pain with pain, it doesn't always work. It just creates more pain, even though it relieves tension. Matching pain doesn't always work. So the best thing that I can tell you to do is do the opposite. So if you're feeling pain, you want to try to get your skin to feel something good. So if you have no devices, you can just take your fingers and tickle your arms. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle on your bare skin though, up and down your stomach, your back. You're looking for that real tickling sensation. The forearms has it. I have many devices. So here's a feather duster. You can do your face really lightly all over, really get those sensations all over your face. And this device, these two devices here, I'll show you. They're like tickle. This one's for your head here, and it just goes on like this, and it comes down, and it's hard with my hair in a ponytail. You just rub your head like that. Yeah, I'll take my hair out of a ponytail so you can see. So you just put it down, and you go up and down like that, and it just gives your head a tickle. But this one is by far the best. This is the one I would recommend out of all three. So just this little device with these little pointy things on the end. You can buy it online or at Amazon, whatever, and you basically take it and you rake it down your body. You rake it down your stomach, all over your stomach. You can't really see, but we're gonna rake it across on your back. You get your husband to do your back all over. You can tickle your face. You don't want to catch it in the holes like of your ears or anything. It's catchy. But your neck, your face, you're looking for that tickle sensation. You can do like fingertips. But like I said, this is a really tickly sensation, and you want to basically drown out the really harsh and bring up the blood to the tiny little tips of your so it's not so deep, the pain, and we feel this pleasant sensation, and we're just trying to drown out the horrible sensation with forcing our body to feel a really intense really intense on the spots like this, even across your lips are really tickly. If you go really slow on them, you can use your fingers if you have to, or anything. It's really tickly, and that's the sensation we're trying to go for. So touch, right? So also the other thing for your senses is temperature. Okay, so that's another thing that goes with touch. So temperature. So immediately you want to, if you have blankets on and you're hot, you want to get cold. So throw your blankets off, open your window, open your door. Let's change the temperature around, right? If you're cold, get hot. You can use a heating pad. You can go heat up a heating pad super, super, super hot and lay it across the body. That will immediately change your sensation. Or you can grab a little bean bag that you keep in the freezer and throw it on your face, right? Or a wet washcloth on your face immediately. The other thing that I like to do is either get up, grab a bowl, like just any kind of a plastic or metal or glass bowl. It's about this big, so you can see my face fits in it nicely. So about this size, I will fill it with ice from the freezer, from the ice maker, cold water, and do a face dunk, right? Just even 10 seconds, breathe, another 10 seconds. That will completely change. It'll shock the feeling receptors, or whatever you call them, in your face, the little nerve endings, and it will bring a new sensation, and that will jolt you out of the pain. So the other thing that you can do is get up and jump in a shower. It can be super hot and then go to cold, then go to hot, then go to cold. But changing the temperature, changing the temperature, which is a feeling type of thing, and also changing the sensation and bringing it up to a tickling sensation right away. And those two things in combination, you can do this first and then get up, or have somebody go get you an ice pack or whatever and put it on, and then do them in conjunction, okay? So first we have the hearing, and mostly that's to do with internal thoughts. Next we have the touch and the the touch sense, and we want to do this. And we also want to change temperature, change our core temperature, use cold and hot to just change that, right? The next thing is smell. So smell, we want to just shock our smell senses. So I like to have peppermint oil right beside my bed, and we're just going to smell it. Nice breathing in. Breathing in. You can also just get a tiny little bit and rub it right under your nose so that you're continuously just kind of put it on the outside of your nostrils there. Just a little bit, and then you can continually breathe it in for a few minutes. This will help too. It's just going to help open things up and change that quickly. The next thing is taste. So you can do, with this peppermint oil, you can also do a small dab on the tongue. That will definitely change the taste in your mouth. You can do an ice cube in your mouth. Again, that's a sensation, but it's also a taste. You can put something sour in your mouth. That will change it. You can drink or chug something sour. A little bit of apple cider vinegar or warm lemon water is great upon waking. So if you can get a tea right away with a sour taste or something that's a little bit different, that will also overwhelm things going on in your body and change it quickly. It's a quick way to change a sensation. And we want to open the windows, we want to get fresh air, we want to get in the shower, everything like this. Okay, so getting up out of bed, right? That's also a movement. That's kind of like a movement thing. And I don't know what that falls under really. But you want to change. It's like doing the opposite. You've been laying in bed all night, you're stagnant, your lymph is not flowing, and you want to get up. So immediately, even though you don't feel like it and you're in super pain and all you feel like doing is kind of moaning and lying down and just laying there, and you're like, oh man, I can't even move, right? Well, no, that's exactly when you need to move. You need to like jump out of bed, get out of bed, quick do like 10 jumping jacks if you can. Just change your movement very, very quickly. You want to get that lymph flow increased, anything, a little burst of energy, and then go jump in the cold shower. This will change things, I promise you. Please don't lie in bed feeling the pain and hearing the thoughts going over in your mind. This is the worst thing for pain. Trust me, I know. I've experimented with everything. Laying in bed, continuing to be in the same position, hearing your thoughts, not changing anything. This is a recipe for the pain to snowball and get bigger and bigger and bigger for that moment. So we really want to, as soon as we open our eyes, we want to change something. So have this beside your bed, get going, have this beside your bed. We can get out of bed in a few minutes after that, after about 5 minutes of doing that, and just start jumping around, get in the shower, get an ice bucket, whatever. So these kinds of things we want to change. So run through the senses, like our sight, we want to look at something different. We don't want to see pain. We want to look at a beautiful picture, something of water. Look at something different with your eyes. You don't want to just internally be looking and feeling pain. You want to look at beautiful things, see your children, see your husband, look in their eyes, whatever. So you want to change what you're looking at to something beautiful. You want to hear beautiful sounds on the outside, and also in your mind. We need to change that to positive thinking. We want to touch is the most important, I think. We are already feeling pain, so we really need to work on not feeling pain. So that's with our tickle sensations and our temperature mostly, and our movement as well. So we really want to get moving. So yeah, so that is basically what you want to do in the morning, and those are my tips. So use the ice packs on your head, use the ice bowls, use the hot heating pads, use the tickles, use the showers, use the movement, use the open windows, the fresh air, the tickling. I keep going over these things, but trust me, I've done so many things in the morning to try to stop, to break that, that yucky, hungover, toxic, painful, all over you, just right through to your core feeling of pain. And you need to change all your senses, and we want to break the cycle of pain, especially in the morning, first thing when you wake up. So I hope these tips are helpful. I hope something works for you. Give it a try, and I hope it works.